called. But yeah, it's interesting. They met like some underwater beings, like had some hoods. Yeah, I don't know why you would try and catch that thing, but
Yeah.
hey Matt, how you doing? You
Hey,
wanna?
hey, I'm here with my dad. Hey, Dad, say hi to UFO Twitter.
Hello, UFO Twitter.
Hello,
So
Dad.
so it's my dad's 63rd birthday, right? And the Astros just won the World Series, and we conjured my grandpa's spirit, who passed. And like people wore like some of my grandpa's old jerseys and stuff, and we were having one of those like father son World Series, like remembering your grandpa moments. And yeah, but my dad doesn't get to come on here much. So, like, my dad experienced black triangles with me. So, I was, he can tell you his take of the story. Dad, hey.
Hold on one.
Happy birthday, Mr. Monroe.
Yeah, tell him happy birthday. Whenever he's ready, Matt, we'll let him speak. Chris, what's up?
Yeah, I just want to comment on the Dulce military base story. It is super fascinating, maybe a little bit on the fantastical side. But if there are any of you that are video gamers, there is a game out there called Half-Life. It's more than a decade old, but it's actually based on the lore around the Dulce base. And the game itself is amazing, but the storyline is also very fascinating. So if you haven't played that, I highly recommend it.
What's the game called again?
Half-Life.
Oh yeah.
I knew that was based
I haven't
on
played it,
Dulce,
but
really.
yeah, that's interesting. Hey Matt.
Hey, Chase. So my dad, he's ready. He was just watching that moment I caught of him. Anyways, Dad, we were talking about that Black Triangle experience that
Yes.
we had. So remember when we saw like those? Remember the sound, the om.
I do.
And so then me and my dad and his ex-wife were out there in the backyard watching these. What did they look like, Dad? I don't want to influence you. I want your opinion.
They look like black triangles.
But was there anything else you noticed about them?
Not more than that. Just shocking.
Do you remember? Like, okay, I'm not trying to lead you.
No,
but
it was like
you can
30
verify.
or 40 years ago.
But I remember it. So can you verify? So whenever we saw them, we're looking up on the tree line and in the backyard and the picket fence you built, and we're looking up, and they started doing those weird formations.
Right.
You remember that?
I do.
And they look like sort of like they disorganize and then they reorganize in a pattern and then they disorganize, but the way they moved. Remember the way they moved? I mean, it was your house that was like near George Bush Intercontinental Airport.
Very fast. Very fast.
When the way they did the formations, but they weren't doing a typical plane that landed at George Bush. The way they moved.
No, they weren't anything like a plane that landed at George Bush.
So there's a multiple witnesses that experienced it, and hold that, you got that recorded. So hey, man,
Can I ask a question of your father, Matt?
Yeah, go ahead, Kent.
Sure.
Happy birthday, Mr. Monroe. If I could ask you, if it's okay for you to say, when you saw them, did you get any intense emotional or cognitive feelings that you got that you feel as a result of actually seeing them, like any super reality sensations or anything like that?
No, it was just more of a shock, not a threat. Just seeing them, and me and Matt, myself, my ex-wife, we all were like, wow. But we didn't feel threatened or anything like that.
It was just the uncanniness of it, like
And then
Would you put
so
it like
was
a
One second. I want to ask a quick question if I can. What was the skin of the craft? What did that look like for your father there, Matt?
Any observable features of that were besides a black triangle?
Just black triangles. I don't think I have any concept of the skin of the craft. It was far away.
Were the edges rounded or sharp?
I would kind of say sharp.
Yeah. They look like, I posted a picture. I mean, I know it's like, it looked like a black triangle, phantom like, with no plasma thrusters or anything. There were no thrusters. These things just moved weirdly.
Did they have
Let me ask you
Sorry.
a question real quick. So ask him, when you guys saw the underside of it, did it just look like the sky above? What'd you notice about? Did you see the underside at all, or did you only see it from the side? And if you did, I should have said that. And if you see the underside, what did you notice about that at all? Did it just look like flat? I guess you would say sheet metal, or was there any kind of mechanics behind that?
We were just too far away for me to give you a good answer.
But we were below cloud line. That's what I remember, because you had the clouds above them, and they were, because otherwise you'd see the night sky, but it was like a reflection of the light from the clouds, and they were black. They were just black. I mean, with sharp black triangles. Like,
do you know how many there were?
I'd say 5 to 6.
I think that sounds about right. It's been a long time.
Would you say it's more than 10?
No, I wouldn't say that.
Okay. So between 5 and 10 is a good estimate. I think more around 5 to 6.
Estimate of the situation. Quick plug for our boy there.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, good play. Hey, did you guys, you didn't have any missing time or anything, did you? Did you notice anything out of the ordinary, out of the ordinary after that?
No, not me.
No, I didn't.
It was quick.
It was like around 15 to 30 minutes, I would say.
At the most.
Yeah, it wasn't a long time, but my dad was seeing it before I got home, and I didn't know about it, because I told like, I get home, my stepmom told me there's these black triangles that doing these wom 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 wom. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, so this is not like.
Could you feel that sound? You know, that wom wom. Could you actually feel it with your body? Or was it only the sound?
I was inside of a domicile. I was inside of a brick house on the second floor whenever I observed it and went outside. But my dad, they saw it before I got home, so it wasn't happening. I didn't see it whenever I got home. They'd already seen it, so whatever it was there before I got home and while I was in my second story bedroom. Right, Dad?
Yes.
And by the way, y'all, my dad, he's Robert Crippen's. So this is cool. This is really cool, Dad. I'm glad we're sharing this experience.
This is really cool. Hi, it's Nicole here. Do you mind if I jump in and just ask a few questions? I'm also very fascinated with Black Triangle stories. I've heard several accounts from people. I can't even tell you how many at this point, but like with Phoenix Lights or the Hudson Valley Triangles, or the ones that they call the Belgium Wave, or even down to triangle craft like Jim Peniston's and John Burroughs' craft from the Rendlesham Forest. It was even more shaped like a pyramid. So we do have different categories, like you guys are describing, I think, like a true triangle, 3 points very sharp, where there are some that are more shaped like a boomerang or the pyramid, etc. But I was wondering, if you said they were kind of moving and then went in a formation, did each triangle have a light source, or did it have a light on each point or in the center, perhaps? And I've even heard accounts.
Oh,
sorry. Yeah, please.
Information I want to itemize. The stuff, the ones I recall were black, no plasma thrusters. And I think I was trying to relay that before, but there was no plasma. There was no orbs, no luminous objects. They were just black triangles.
I agree.
And I've got a picture some on my Facebook of what they are, and I'll try to find it and put it in the nest.
Mm-hmm. I've heard some accounts where and these are fairly close accounts, and like you fellas said, you were quite a distance away, where the skin of the craft was almost reflective, or it looked almost globular, like it glowed from within instead of having a single light source. But if you kind of know anything about light, like white light is kind of every color and black light absorbs every color. So I do kind of understand your description of that black, 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 because it is a strange nuance you hear when other people describe the triangles. So thank you guys for sharing, and happy birthday.
Well, the happiest of birthdays. Astros.
But
grand champions. I'm gonna leave it with y'all. I gotta make a couple phone calls.
But yeah, so one last point I want to make about it is that like whenever you're talking about like certain optical effects, like there were clouds in the sky. So when these black triangles were there, there was no mirage. Uh, like like uh, like if you watch the Tic Tac in black and white or whatever, in that fuzziness or whatever around, or one of those videos, fuzziness around it, but the mirage type stuff, like you're getting some disturbances in the vapor clouds, like any weirdness with the clouds. No, they were just black, and but the pulses were weird. I mean, if you were maybe if you were testing some type of like array, like an absence of light spotlight with you know little black pointers. I don't know what you call them, but that's all I can recall at the moment.
You do hear accounts where, like, I think experiencers kind of even coin it as like a sphere of influence around a craft, or others describe it as like such a contrast that it looks fake. It looks like something digital, or so crisp or clear that it definitely stands out from everything around it. So, yeah, thank you again.
One last thing, I put a video at the very top. Like if I had a police lineup and saw this is what I'd point out as an experiencer. I'm like, this is what I saw. And I haven't seen that in the Belgium triangle photo. I haven't seen it with the Phoenix Lights. This is not your typical black triangle that is in mainstream media. So, anyways, you can look at that video. I mean, that video may be fake. You know, lots of videos are all fake. But that video, when I saw it, I was like, "What the fuck?" That is what I saw, and I saw mine we saw ours around 1997, around May, June 1997, and you know, whenever some of those reports came out, I'm like, that's I was like, that's what I saw. That's how it moved. So if I was an expert witness to testify on the stand, I'm like, yep, I know it when I see it, as someone once said about pornography. But yep, that's it. That's what I saw, and that's the best recollection. And my dad just gave y'all another experiencer that testified that whatever that was, it's real.
I agree. I think so.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Thank you, Jason.
I lost
I'm glad
track
you
of
agree
hands.
too. Who was it next? Hey, I'll say this though.
It's me.
Go ahead, Randy. I'll
Randy.
talk after.
Yeah, I just want to say, Matt, I'm glad to hear that your spirits are up today, and happy birthday to your dad, man. It's nice to hear that in your voice, bro. Just nice to hear. You didn't feel like any kind of emotion come over? Like I didn't see a triangle. I saw a round, but I felt like, I was lost in the woods, and I thought it was like a helicopter at first, and I kind of whoa, 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 whoa. That's kind of this humming sound. It was almost like captivating, and I kind of like, it was like it kind of almost like hypnotizing. I don't know. And it's like I didn't cry, but I felt like really calm, and it was really strange, but it wasn't triangular, but I was kind of like almost like a mother humming kind of, and when you're a young baby, it was almost this really calming sound, and it's like, whoa, I just like, almost kind of like forgot where I was, and just like, kind of 3 days later, I was found along the road. You didn't have any emotions like that, Matt?
He might be celebrating with his dad, so
I understand.
But thank you, Randy, for saying that.
Randy, I have felt that before when I witnessed my second craft. It was overwhelming at first, and then I kind of came out of it and then was in awe. But yeah, I've experienced that.
We were just trying to take a shot and let y'all know that we were doing exactly what Chase was thinking we were doing.
I think we're telepathic. I don't know. Kent, were you next?
Oh, I sort of was hoping Matt's dad was still there. I just wanted to ask him if any of the witnesses had noticed any distortion fields around the craft. That's all.
He might not be there for long.
My dad, he was one to turn on the game. What was your question, Kent? One last question.
Yeah, sorry, mate. Just if any of you has noticed any type of a bigger or smaller distortion field around the craft that sort of indicated some type of energy discharge.
No,
I didn't see anything like I was trying to say. No fuzzy lines around. It was just like straight black. Anyways, but he's listening to the game again.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
Was it Joseph, then Jamie?
Yeah, I think I lost my opportunity there to ask Matt a question. I'm more interested in the consciousness of it, and I was kind of wondering if they had any type of feeling that these crafts were consciously aware that they were being observed, or if there was any type of that kind of a conscious connection with them. That's all.
Yeah,
I did sort of ask that, and they said shock.
Yeah, there you go. Matt answered it was shock, so nothing too much else. Jamie, what's up?
Yeah, when somebody was just mentioning the way that the sound is, and it's almost like it's a electrical or like a frequency mimicking of a heartbeat in utero.
Audio strobe. It's like the pulse like the way I did an experiment is the pulse of the frequency that is important.
Do you think it could be some kind of field dampener, like a white noise dampener when they're getting ready to move or something, Matt? That they have to pulsate an audible sound because there's a resonance in the area that requires it to be able to nullify it in order to travel or move.
It resonated with something in our house because I heard it. My dad's reliving the World Series moment. He's gonna relive that over and over. But what was I gonna say? The inside the house, it was resonating. So either with the window panes or with the timber and brick structure of where I was. So if you wanted to, I've read some stuff, some research at Los Alamos that talked about like resonance or density waves, like of target. Well, if you're looking at a bridge and you want to know what the components of that are, or like the some structural thing. I mean, I don't have no clue what it was, but it did. I did hear it inside my room on the second floor. Sorry, I just had to go outside because my dad wanted to watch that. So hope that helped.
Yeah, it makes sense, mate. Thanks.
Space Cowboy, what's up?